Welcome to another walking journal with your girl, Teresa Be Free. I was thinking this morning before I went to the gym, I had my mind went back to when I was once married to this person who absolutely did not appreciate me while they had me. And I know many of you can identify with that. But, uh, you know, about two or three different scenarios um, return back to my remembrance. And I was just like, wow, wow, that's what he did. That's how much he did not value me, and how much it also showed me how much of a decision I chose to make at that time to accept this belittling behavior, all for the sake of, quote, I love him. Bullshit. Bullshit. That was just toxicity and struggle love under the guise of emotional and mental abuse that I allowed myself to go through. That was bullshit. And so what I was thinking was like, damn, T, you know, had you had you chose to make different decisions, you could have saved yourself some time and embarrassment. However, when I speak to you now, I speak to you from a place of healing and wholeness because I went through my process to get into this happy space that's filled with love, peace, and tranquility. But one of the things that I had to do during that space of time as I was going through my transition of healing to wholeness is one day I had to have a conversation with myself and I had to forgive myself. And that's where the context of this walking journal with you is going. I don't care if it's a man or if it's a woman um, that watches this video from me. You got to forgive yourself for allowing yourself, excuse me, to tolerate, because that's what I did. I tolerated a lot of of things that I had no business tolerating, but I gave excuses to what I was allowing myself to tolerate. And so you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself for putting yourself in circumstances or situations that you just should not have allowed yourself to go through. It's a decision. Decisions are when you choose not to do something, and decisions are when you choose to do something. And for me, in that particular space of time, I had chose to make excuses as to why I chose to stay in that mess that I was in, because that is absolutely what it was. It was a mess for years. And I went through, in that particular season of my life, I went through a lot of things. But the lessons that I learned are things that I talk to you about now. And it is my hope and it is my intention to give you some things that you can apply to your life so that you don't have to go through some of the things that I went through. So I'm not negative, I'm not angry, I'm not upset because I forgave myself. I forgave myself. I did. And I didn't even realize that that was something that was so utterly important for me to do, forgive myself, until one morning as I was going through the transition. I was, uh, I think I was waiting for the divorce to be final. I think I had already filed. But at any rate, one morning, um, I was taking a shower and my mind was just, I was just on thinking about me and where I was and just all of the things, right? And I just started praying. And as I was praying, I was just taken into this realm of space by spirit. And I just started crying. And as I was crying, I just began to talk to myself and tell myself all of the things that I forgave, that I'm forgiving myself for. I forgive myself for allowing me to go through that abuse. I forgive myself for allowing myself to not stand up for myself. I forgive myself for allowing me to, just all of the things. I was just running it down, running it down, running it down. And a lot of what I forgave myself for, it just was not connected to this particular person that I was married to at the time. Because I learned when I was going through uh, therapy that a lot of the things that I was doing and how I conducted myself and different things that I just learned to tolerate, they were learned behaviors that were attached to things that I went through in my childhood. And as I grew up into a young girl and a teenager and a young woman, these were all learned things. So I had to unlearn some things um, in this situation. And so my intention is to just share with you this one simple message. And that is simply this: forgive yourself. Everybody, we all make mistakes. There is no perfect person in this world. And if they try to tell you that they're perfect or they try to imply through their actions and behavior like they are a lie. And you need to stop listening to them. But everybody has made mistakes. Everybody has allowed themselves to be in circumstances or in situations that were not good for them, but yet we stayed. So you have to forgive yourself. You really do. You have to learn how to forgive yourself and move on. But one of the first steps in your healing journey to forgiving yourself will be to first tell yourself the truth about you. And then number two is acknowledge the part that you played. Because this conversation that I'm sharing with you in my walking journal, it has nothing to do with the other person. But this conversation has every single bit to do with you. Tell yourself the truth and acknowledge the part that you played in the story. That will get you on the journey to begin to go through your healing so that you can become a whole and better person. That will be the secret into you taking yourself through forgiving yourself. And that's just the truth of the matter. And so I just wanted to share that with you as I came from the gym. It was something that was placed upon my heart. Um, before I left. And so I wasn't going to do it. And then I was just moved to go ahead and give this to you. So, whoever this is for, take it. Take it for what it's worth because it's something that you need. It's something that you need to know. It's something that you need to learn about yourself. It's something that you need to apply to yourself so that you can come out of that place of bondage and stop sabotaging yourself and grow through forgiving yourself. Okay? So listen, I love to hear from you. Drop down in the comments and talk back to me. But y'all have an amazing day. Thank you for rocking with Freeze World. I appreciate y'all. Bye.